Hello and welcome. This is Jenilata Bhattarai from Single World News. Let's start from the top news of the day. In Ange Postecoglou's early Tottenham tenure, the team's impressive 14 points from 18 available, including a spirited 2-2 draw with Arsenal, exemplify their promising transformation under his management. Despite some defensive errors, the squad's style and unity are winning fans over. Postecoglou's ability to implement his vision quickly, even in the Premier League, is remarkable, showcasing his managerial prowess. Tottenham shows potential for more growth and excitement. Wallabies coach Eddie Jones faced questions about his reported Zoom meeting with Japan Football Rugby Union officials after a heavy defeat to Wales. Jones denied knowledge of the interview, expressing commitment to coaching Australia. Former All Black Sonny Bill Williams criticized Jones for potentially seeking another job days before the World Cup, while Rugby Australia CEO Phil Waugh trusted Jones' word. The Wallabies suffered a 46 loss to Wales, their heaviest World Cup defeat, diminishing their chances of advancing to the quarterfinals. An Australian Catholic bishop, Christopher Saunders, faces allegations of grooming and sexually assaulting young Indigenous men, dating back to his time as a Sydney priest in the 1970s. A Vatican investigation labelled him a sexual predator who preyed upon vulnerable Aboriginal men and boys. Saunders denies the allegations. Father John Purnell, an abusive survivor, exposed the first victim's account and called for accountability and justice, urging the Vatican to defrock and excommunicate Saunders. The Vatican is yet to respond to the report, which was also given to West Australian police. Business groups expressed concerns that the Australian government's jobs white paper, which aims to boost productivity and encourage older Australians to keep working, may be hindered by proposed industrial relations reforms. They argue that these reforms could increase complexity and cost for employers, discouraging them from hiring new staff. The proposed reforms include changes to the definition of casual workers, labor hire worker pay, and gig worker conditions. Business leaders emphasize the importance of making it more attractive for employers to engage people in order to lower the unemployment rate associated with full employment. In his memoir, Bernie Taupin, Elton John's songwriting partner, offers an extravagant glimpse into his life of excess, celebrity encounters, and self-awareness. The narrative spans their iconic collaboration, capturing the music industry's debauched high life and personal transformation, ultimately finding love and family. Taupin's unfiltered opinions on fellow celebrities, including Rod Stewart and the British royal family, add to the story's appeal. While some sections may be less engaging, Taupin's self-awareness shines through as he navigates his opulent lifestyle. China's use of legal tools, including the foreign relations law and counter-espionage laws, has had a chilling effect on foreign investment and business operations within the country. Foreign direct investment dropped significantly and rewards are offered for catching foreign spies. China aims to control information flows, manipulate valuations of state-controlled companies, and tighten its grip on the economy. These actions challenge Western regulations and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, potentially leading to regulatory and investigator litigation. China's approach risks a decoupling from global capital markets and colliding with the dominant U.S. role in regulating capital. London police officers have withdrawn from firearms duties following the murder charge against an officer for the fatal shooting of a young black man. This unusual protest raises concerns about the impact on officers' decision-making in challenging situations. The UK has a predominantly unarmed police force and armed officers are highly trained. Firearms officers from neighboring forces and counter-terrorism support are stepping in to handle the situation. The move follows public outrage and protest over police actions, highlighting the need for accountability and justice. A luxury house in Vaucluse Sydney, with a unique backstory related to a tax fraud, sold at auction for $13.9 million. The property had no price guide and features 5 bedrooms, 3 levels, a swimming pool, and an internal lift. It was last purchased for $8.75 million in 2017 by Rachel Keary, who had no involvement in the tax fraud committed by previous owners Adam Cranston and Jason Onley. The auction quickly reached $13.9 million, marking the sale's closing price. The property was sold through Sotheby's Michael Pallier. New Zealand's National Party leader Christopher Luxon expressed openness to forming a coalition with New Zealand First, led by Winston Peters, to secure a majority in the upcoming election. While Luxon's preference is for a two-party coalition with ACT, he is willing to work with New Zealand First if needed for governance. This move could change the dynamics of the election campaign. J.S. Undara, a folk or rock troubadour from Nairobi, embraces a stylish life in Minneapolis while evolving his music to a more electric sound, akin to Bob Dylan's transformation. To get more interesting latest news and top trending news like this, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel Single World News, and also press the bell icon for the latest notifications. Stay connected with us. Please keep supporting us.